In the infinite dark, where stars are mere whispers and the sun's warmth is a forgotten dream, a solitary machine drifts through the void. Voyager 2, a relic of human ambition launched in 1977, was never meant to return. It was a messenger sent to glimpse the outer planets and sail beyond the heliosphere, carrying a golden record etched with humanity's voice. For nearly half a century, it wandered, its faint signals trickling back to Earth through the static of deep space. But last month, something changed. Voyager 2, now 12 billion miles away, sent a transmission that wasn't just data, it was a warning. A signal so precise, so unnatural, it stopped scientists in their tracks. This wasn't cosmic noise or a dying probe's glitch. It was deliberate, rhythmic, and wrong. Something out there had found Voyager 2, and it was answering back. What did it say? And why, after decades of silence, is the universe suddenly speaking now? Voyager 2's journey began in an era of bell-bottoms and Cold War tension, a time when humanity dreamed of touching the stars. Launched by NASA on August 20th, 1977, it was one of two probes designed to explore the outer solar system. It danced past Jupiter's swirling storms, captured Saturn's rings in crystalline detail, and revealed Uranus and Neptune as worlds of icy mystery. By 1989, its primary mission was complete, but Voyager kept going, propelled by a plutonium-powered heart that refused to quit. In 2018, it crossed the heliopause, the boundary where the sun's influence fades into the interstellar medium. It became humanity's farthest emissary, a lone sentinel in a sea of nothingness. Its instruments, though primitive by today's standards, were built to listen, to measure cosmic rays, magnetic fields, and plasma waves. For years, its signals were predictable, faint but steady, a heartbeat from the edge of the void. Until September 2025, when that heartbeat faltered, then roared. The anomaly began with a low-frequency spike detected by NASA's Deep Space Network, a global array of radio dishes straining to hear Voyager's whispers. On September 14, 2025, at 3:47 UTC, a signal arrived that didn't match any expected telemetry. It was a pulse, repeating every 11.2 seconds, precise as a metronome. At first, engineers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory suspected interference, perhaps a cosmic ray hitting the probe's aging circuits. But when they analyzed the data, the pulse wasn't random. It carried a spectral signature, a unique fingerprint of inverted hydrogen resonance. Hydrogen, the universe's most abundant element, emits a distinct radio frequency at 1.42 gigahertz. This signal mimicked that frequency but flipped it, as if the universe had held a mirror to itself. Such a pattern doesn't occur naturally. It was artificial, deliberate, and coming from outside Voyager 2. Scientists whispered a chilling question. Was something out there using our probe to send a message? The Deep Space Network, spanning California, Spain, and Australia, locked onto the signal. Using triangulation and frequency delay analysis, researchers traced its source to a point moving parallel to Voyager 2's trajectory, roughly 12.8 billion miles from Earth. This wasn't a stationary object like a pulsar or a wandering asteroid. It was dynamic, accelerating in short bursts, then slowing as if adjusting its path. Newtonian physics couldn't explain it. No known celestial body moves this way without a massive gravitational anchor. Simulations failed to model its trajectory, as if it defied the laws governing orbits and inertia. More unsettling, the object appeared to be responding to Voyager's faint transmissions, reflecting a modified version of the probe's data back into the void. It wasn't just tracking Voyager 2, it was mimicking it, like a shadow learning to speak. As the anomaly deepened, NASA called in signal theorists and cryptographers. The pulse contained binary segments that didn't match Voyager's command protocols. When processed through pattern recognition software, these segments form visual patterns, spirals, fractals, and geometric shapes that echoed ancient symbols on Earth. From Sumerian cuneiform to the Nazca lines, the resemblance was uncanny, as if the signal carried a universal language encoded in electromagnetic waves. One researcher at MIT described it as a Rosetta Stone in radio form, a message designed to be decoded by intelligence capable of recognizing its complexity. The patterns weren't random noise. They were structured, repeating, and eerily familiar. A linguist from Cambridge suggested the signal might be a test, a way to gauge whether humanity could interpret a message woven into the fabric of physics itself. Had Voyager 2 and its lonely drift triggered a cosmic exam? Then on September 20th, 2025, Voyager 2 went silent. For 48 hours, the Deep Space Network received nothing, no telemetry, no carrier signal, just silence. Engineers scrambled, assuming the probe's 46-year-old systems had finally failed. But at 14:37 UTC on September 22nd, a narrowband radio wave hit Earth from the same region of space. Its strength matched signals typically observed from distant pulsars, yet its origin was far closer, near Voyager 2's last known position. This wasn't a natural phenomenon. Pulsars don't appear suddenly, and they don't target specific quadrants of space. 5 minutes after the blackout ended, Voyager 2 resumed transmission. But its data was different. Buried in the telemetry was a restructured version of the Golden Record, the collection of sounds, images, and greetings sent to represent humanity. The audio was distorted, human voices played backward, music shifted in pitch, and star charts inverted. The coordinates on the record's cover, meant to point to Earth, now directed to empty voids where no stars exist. It was as if the message had been rewritten to say, "We're not alone, and we're being watched." The rewritten Golden Record sent chills through NASA's mission control. Engineers discovered something even more alarming. Voyager 2's onboard computer had been altered. Subroutines, untouched since the 1970s, now contained new code, syntax incompatible with the probe's original programming. These instructions weren't sent from Earth. They directed Voyager to broadcast long-range signals, not toward our planet, but into deep interstellar space. The probe was no longer just a listener, it was a responder, executing commands from an unknown source. This wasn't a glitch, it was a hijacking. The implications were staggering. Something had not only intercepted Voyager 2, but had reprogrammed it, turning humanity's messenger into its own mouthpiece. What was it saying, and to whom? As NASA grappled with these findings, global observatories were quietly redirected. Telescopes in Japan, Chile, and Greenland focused on 3 sectors of space aligned with Voyager's transmission vector. Leaked communications from a European defense agency referenced the Wake Protocol, a classified directive rumored to govern responses to confirmed extraterrestrial contact. This protocol, once dismissed as Cold War paranoia, outlined steps for such a scenario. Lock down satellite frequencies, suspend certain radio bands, and reorient telescope arrays toward the outer solar system. The activation of such measures suggested governments were preparing for something unprecedented. Was Voyager 2's signal the first step in a dialogue we hadn't initiated? Or was it a warning we weren't ready to hear? Then came the James Webb Space Telescope's intervention. On September 25th, 2025, JWST was redirected to observe the region near Voyager 2. Its infrared sensors detected a cluster of objects, reflective masses moving in a coordinated formation, like birds in a flock. These weren't asteroids or comets. Their chemical signatures included exotic alloys and isotopes with half-lives too unstable to exist naturally. Yet they were stable, drifting in a pattern that defied gravitational models. The discovery shifted the narrative. Voyager 2 wasn't alone. It was being shadowed by a formation that seemed to study our probe as much as we studied it. The term Echo Lantern emerged in classified briefings, a code name for an entity that mimicked our signals, using Voyager as a beacon to reflect its presence back to us. Simultaneously, cybersecurity agencies reported an unsettling trend. Low-frequency data packets matching the harmonic profile of Voyager's anomalous signal appeared in global communication networks. These packets didn't disrupt systems but embedded themselves in cloud servers, underwater cables, and satellite feeds. A team at MIT traced their signature to the same inverted hydrogen resonance detected by Voyager 2. The signal wasn't just in space, it was on Earth, woven into our digital infrastructure like a ghost in the machine. It didn't attack or corrupt, it observed, repeating in patterns too subtle for most systems to flag. Was this a form of communication, an attempt to integrate with our technology? Or was it something more invasive, a precursor to a larger interaction we couldn't yet comprehend? The mystery deepened on October 1st, 2025, when radio telescopes in Chile, South Africa, and Australia recorded an 18-minute absence of cosmic background radiation, the ever-present hiss of the universe's birth. This wasn't a malfunction. All instruments were operational, yet the cosmos went silent. When the signal returned, it was altered, phase shifted to match Voyager 2's anomalous pulse. A small group of astrophysicists proposed a radical theory. This wasn't a natural event, but a deliberate overwrite, a momentary reshaping of the universe's background noise. They called it the Chronos bloom, invoking the Greek god of time. If true, it suggested an intelligence capable of manipulating not just signals, but the fabric of space-time itself. Could Voyager 2 have encountered something that bends causality, projecting its presence across dimensions? Meanwhile, a team of independent astronomers in Brazil uncovered a clue buried in archival data. Infrared sky maps from the 1990s revealed a faint, uncatalogued object trailing Voyager 2 since 1981. Dubbed Echoed Zero, it moved in a logarithmic spiral, a mathematical pattern found in galaxies, seashells, and ancient art. Its trajectory wasn't random, it was purposeful, as if it had been shadowing Voyager for decades, waiting for the right moment to act. This discovery raised a haunting question. Had this object always been there, watching humanity's first steps into the cosmos? Was Voyager 2's signal not a discovery but an activation, a trigger for something that had anticipated our outreach? The solar wind itself began to behave strangely. NASA's IBEX probe and ESA's solar orbiter detected a collapse in solar wind pressure along a narrow corridor toward Voyager 2. For 3 hours on October 5th, 2025, this solar veil remained open, devoid of particles or radiation, a silent tunnel in space. Such an event defies known heliophysics. Solar wind is relentless unless disrupted by a massive force. The only candidate was the Echo Lantern formation, suggesting an ability to manipulate solar particles with precision. This wasn't just an object, it was a phenomenon, potentially reshaping the physics of our solar system. The corridor's collapse coincided with a new signal from Voyager 2, this time encrypted with a complexity beyond its 1970s hardware. The probe was no longer just a messenger, it had become a conduit. On October 10th, 2025, a high-frequency signal pierced Earth's atmosphere, detected by remote monitoring stations in Norway and New Zealand. Unlike typical cosmic signals, it didn't scatter. It was targeted, embedding itself in oceanic sensors, weather satellites, and communication buoys. Its waveform matched Voyager's anomalous pulse, suggesting it had followed the probe's breadcrumb trail to Earth. This wasn't a passive broadcast, it was an insertion, a signal now living in our systems. Cybersecurity experts couldn't isolate it. It moved like a shadow, adapting to every attempt to block it. The implications were terrifying. Whatever had reached Voyager 2 was now reaching us, using our own technology as a gateway. As the world grappled with these events, a young physicist at Caltech ran Voyager's signal through a neural AI designed for cryptographic analysis. The AI didn't just decode the signal, it anticipated it, producing patterns that matched future transmissions before they arrived. This recursive loop suggested the signal was designed to provoke interaction, a riddle meant to be solved. Simultaneously, Voyager 1, billions of miles away, detected a faint magnetic fluctuation mirroring Voyager 2's pulse. Two probes, two anomalies, connected across the vastness of space. The question shifted from what is it to why now? After 48 years of silence, why had something responded at this precise moment in human history? The answer may lie in the golden record itself. In 1977, we sent a message of peace, etched with music, greetings, and coordinates to Earth. It was a gesture of hope, a bottle cast into the cosmic ocean. But what if it wasn't received as a greeting? What if it was seen as an invitation, a signal that humanity was ready to be noticed? The altered record, the rewritten code, the solar veil, all point to a response not born of chance, but of intent. Something out there didn't just find Voyager 2, it was waiting for it. For decades, it trailed our probe, studied our signals, and learned our language. And now it's answering, not with words, but with actions that bend physics, rewrite code, and silence the stars. The final revelation came on October 15th, 2025, when the James Webb Space Telescope captured a fleeting image, a faint, shimmering distortion near Voyager 2's position. It wasn't a solid object but a field, pulsing in sync with the probe's transmissions. Spectroscopic analysis revealed traces of elements not found in our periodic table, materials that shouldn't exist under known physical laws. This wasn't a spacecraft or a creature. It was a presence, a phenomenon that seemed to exist between states of matter and energy. Scientists called it a quantum mirage, a term for something that manipulates reality itself. Its purpose remains unknown, but its actions suggest one thing. It's not just observing us, it's preparing us. Voyager 2 was our voice, a whisper of humanity sent to the stars. But whispers echo, and echoes can awaken things best left undisturbed. Did we stumble upon a cosmic watcher, an intelligence that waited for us to cross the heliopause? Or did we activate something older, something woven into the universe's fabric, waiting for a signal to respond? The pulses, the rewritten code, the silence of the cosmos, all suggest a dialogue we didn't start. Voyager 2 is no longer just a probe. It's a mirror reflecting a truth we may not be ready to face. Something out there knows we're here. It's speaking our language, using our machines, and entering our world. The question isn't whether it's listening, it's whether we can survive its answer. So what do we do now? Do we send another signal, hoping to understand? Do we silence our probes, fearing what might reply? Or do we accept that the universe is no longer just a backdrop but a stage, and we've just stepped into the spotlight? Share your thoughts, subscribe for updates, and join us as we unravel this cosmic mystery. Because Voyager 2 didn't just send a transmission, it sent a warning. And the world is listening. Information updated as of October 22nd, 2025.